Namaste. It's that time of the week again. I can't believe how quickly time has flown. Time for a cooking class at ASMY. My name is Gayatri. Today we're going to be cooking a simple, creamy dal. I get so many people asking how to make dal, and it's very, very easy, but there are a few little tricks of the trade that you need to know in order to get that creaminess. One of the biggest problems I've found when I've tried dals, homemade dals, is that people don't cook the lentils enough, and they're still not quite cooked. They need to be completely broken down until they're really creamy and there's no form left in them. So what we've got here is some yellow mung dal. This is split mung dal, so they're very tiny. They're very easy to digest for any type of body. So some people have trouble digesting brown lentils. They're more difficult to digest. So if you do have a sensitive digestive system, mung dal, split mung dal, yellow mung dal are the best ones for digestion. And they suit any body type, if you know your doshas. So we've got 1 cup of mung dal and we've got 4 cups of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the mung dal into a pot and the water. Now we may need more water. It depends how soupy you like your dal. So if you like it quite thick, less water. I would probably do 3 cups of water. If you like it thinner, you'd need more. So let's just see how the 4 cups go. I'm also going to put 2 teaspoons of ginger. Healing properties of ginger, excellent for joints. I should know. I've got all sorts of joint problems and I eat a lot of ginger, and it really does help with the inflammation. So really great for inflammation in your body. Just throw ginger in everything. It's got to be fresh though. Fresh is the best. Okay, so I'm also going to add some potato because I'm putting veggies in with mine. You don't have to. You could just cook up your creamy dal without vegetables, and you can have a salad on the side, or it's nice with a curry. But I'm a bit of a one-pot cook. I like easy, simple stuff that you just need 1 pot to wash up. So I'm going to put the veggies in with the dal. So I've got 1 medium-sized potato cut in quite large chunks. I'm going to add that to the dal now, because I like the potato nice and soft. So we're going to bring that to the boil, leaving the lid off, otherwise it will boil over. So leave the lid off. You can partially cover it if you like to speed up the process a little bit, but I just usually leave it open. And we're going to bring that to the boil, turn it down and simmer it. It's probably going to take around about 20 minutes or so. Depending on your stove. Every stove is a little different. But I'm thinking probably 20 minutes, maybe half an hour at the most. Now you'll see that the froth will start to come to the top, like, yeah, it's like frothy, this frothy stuff. It's a good idea to skim that off and throw it down the sink, because that can cause flatulence. So I always skim it off because I don't like to chance flatulence. So we're going to skim that off as we go. I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see what's happening in the pot. You can see here that is starting to break down nicely, but it still has form. It's not creamy yet, but you can see it's really starting to break down. It won't be too much longer now. But we don't want those grains or those legumes to have form. They should be all just like a blended up creamy mass of healthiness. Okay, getting closer now. You can see that has practically all broken up now. Can't see much form there in those mung particles. So I'm going to add the rest of the veggies now. The tomatoes. And I've got some greens here, just some baby spinach and maybe 2 cups. So you can see how creamy that's getting now. Just give that a couple of minutes, and then we are going to make our chaunce, which is all the flavorings that we're going to. It's going to make this dal into a flavoursome dish. I'm going to take that off the heat now. We're going to fry up our chaunce. And that is just when we fry up our spices. So we want around about a tablespoon of ghee. You can use less, especially if you're watching your weight. Ghee is very healthy, but it is also quite heavy on the calories. If you are a vegan, you could quite easily use oil. Any sort of oil, probably sunflower or something without too much flavour. Okay, so first to our hot ghee, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now, as soon as they start to change colour, we're going to add the spices, the ground spices, because we don't want to cook them too much. We don't want to burn them or anything. So just till there, you can see they're changing colour now. They're going into a sort of a browny, dark brown colour. We're going to add a teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing, half a teaspoon of turmeric. Give that a bit of a swirl. So you don't need to have your spices, your ground spices in there for too long, just momentarily. And then we are just going to quickly pop that chaunce into our dal mix. You don't really need to have it on the heat anymore. That's just still hot from when I was cooking the dal and the chaunce. And then we're going to add the salt, so about a half a teaspoon of salt. And I've got some limes here, but you could use lemon. We are going to squeeze some lemon or lime just to give it a really nice, authentic flavour. And there you have a delicious dal soup. Okay, so you'll find this is very, very nice consistency. It's it'll go nicely with rice. You could serve it on a bed of rice, or a lot of Indians, they just serve it up with bread, with some chapatis or some Indian bread of some style. Rice or bread, they tend to go for one or the other, not both, like we tend to. You can see just how lovely this has turned out. A really nice consistency with that 6 cups of water. Of course, a lot of people make dal in a pressure cooker, but as a lot of us Westerners don't tend to have pressure cookers, I thought I would just cook a pot version. That is really delicious. I'm a salt lover, so I would put more salt in. I'll probably not put another half a teaspoon of salt. And you know, sometimes people overspice things. I think dhal's one of those things you should have only a few spices in. The main spice with this is the cumin seeds. And you can really taste the cumin in it. So it makes for a very simple, healthy, delicious meal. So I hope you enjoy making dhal. It's a very, very easy thing. Once you've made it once, it'll become second nature to you. And you'll be making it all the time because it's so easy and delicious to make and healthy, really healthy. You've got everything you need here. If you put it with some rice or some whole wheat bread, you've got everything you need to balance your meal. So namaste and thank you very much. I'll see you again next Wednesday. Haribol.